The end is nigh, or is it? Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a bit terrifying. How will the world end? It's a question that has captivated humanity for millennia, inspiring countless myths, legends, and doomsday prophecies. But here in the 21st century, we can approach this question with a bit more, shall we say, cosmic perspective. We're not talking about ancient prophecies or mystical pronouncements. We're talking about the cold, hard, scientifically grounded possibilities for the end of the world as we know it. And trust me, the universe has a knack for spectacular exits. So, buckle up, fellow space travelers, as we explore the top 5 scenarios, according to the brightest minds in science and technology, that could bring about the end of our pale blue dot. Death from above, the asteroid threat. Let's face it, the dinosaurs just couldn't catch a break. One day, you're the dominant life form on the planet, munching on ferns and soaking up the sun. The next, BAM! A 6-mile-wide space rock slams into Earth, turning your tropical paradise into a fiery inferno. Now, you might be thinking, that was 66 million years ago. What are the chances of that happening again? Well, my friends, space is a vast and chaotic place, and Earth is just a tiny cosmic target. And while it's true that major impacts are incredibly rare, they're not impossible. In fact, astronomers estimate that there are thousands of near-Earth objects, asteroids and comets whose orbits bring them close to our planet. That we haven't even discovered yet. But don't panic just yet. The good news is that scientists around the world are constantly scanning the skies, tracking these celestial wanderers and calculating their trajectories. We've got telescopes, satellites, and even early warning systems in place to give us a heads up if a potentially hazardous object decides to pay us a visit. Of course, knowing about an impending impact is only half the battle. We'd need to figure out a way to deflect the asteroid, perhaps by using a gravity tractor or even a nuclear device as a last resort. It sounds like science fiction, but these are the kinds of cosmic conundrums we need to be prepared for. After all, we don't want to go the way of the dinosaurs, right? The fury from within supervolcano eruption. We often think of Earth as a solid, unchanging sphere, but beneath our feet a fiery heart beats relentlessly. And sometimes that heart erupts with a fury that can reshape continents and blot out the sun. I'm talking about supervolcanoes. Now, your average volcano is no walk in the park, but a supervolcano, that's a whole different beast. We're talking about eruptions capable of ejecting thousands of cubic kilometers of ash and molten rock into the atmosphere. A global catastrophe unlike anything witnessed in modern history. One of the most well-known supervolcanoes, and perhaps the most worrisome, lies dormant beneath Yellowstone National Park in the United States. Don't let the geysers and hot springs fool you. This geological giant has a history of eruptions that make Mount Vesuvius look like a hiccup. The last time Yellowstone blew its top, some 640,000 years ago, it spewed out enough ash to bury Manhattan under a mile of volcanic debris. The resulting ash cloud enveloped the globe, plunging the planet into a volcanic winter that lasted for decades. And it's not just Yellowstone we need to worry about. There are other ticking time bombs scattered across the globe, from Long Valley Caldera in California to Lake Toba in Indonesia. Each one a stark reminder of the immense power slumbering beneath our feet. The unsettling truth is we can't prevent a supervolcano eruption, but we can prepare for one. Scientists are constantly monitoring these volcanic hotspots, analyzing seismic activity, ground deformation, and gas emissions, looking for any signs of an impending eruption. Early detection won't stop the eruption, but it could give us precious time to prepare, potentially saving countless lives. And who knows, maybe one day we'll develop the technology to harness or even neutralize the power of these geological giants. Until then, we can only watch and wait, hoping that the Earth's fiery heart doesn't skip a beat. Chapter 3. From the moment the first atomic bomb detonated over Hiroshima, casting its long shadow over humanity, we've lived with the chilling knowledge that we possess the power to destroy ourselves. The threat of nuclear war, once a distant nightmare, became a terrifying reality. The Cold War may be over, but the danger hasn't disappeared. Thousands of nuclear warheads remain scattered across the globe, each one a potential trigger for a catastrophe that could make previous conflicts pale in comparison. Imagine, for a moment, the unimaginable, a full-scale nuclear exchange. Cities reduced to radioactive rubble, millions vaporized in an instant, and a global firestorm engulfing the planet. The lucky ones wouldn't be around to witness the aftermath, a desolate wasteland shrouded in a nuclear winter that could last for decades. The sun, once a source of life and warmth, would become a distant memory, its light choked out by a thick blanket of smoke and ash. Crops would wither, ecosystems would collapse, and the delicate balance of life on Earth would be thrown into chaos. But the horrors of nuclear war wouldn't end there. Survivors, if there were any, would face a world poisoned by radiation, ravaged by famine and plagued by disease. The lucky ones would succumb quickly, while others would endure a slow, agonizing demise. The threat of nuclear war isn't just a scientific concern, it's a moral imperative. We have a responsibility to future generations to dismantle these weapons, to erase the threat that hangs over our heads like a sword of Damocles. The choice is ours. Will we be remembered as the generation that finally extinguished the nuclear threat, or the generation that allowed it to consume us all? The answer, my friends, is up to us. Chapter 4. Forget alien invasions and apocalyptic asteroids. The most pressing threat to our planet is one we're inflicting upon ourselves. Climate change. It's not a distant threat. It's happening right now, unfolding before our very eyes. You see, our planet has a delicate climate system, a complex web of interconnected cycles that have maintained a stable environment for millennia. But we, through our insatiable appetite for fossil fuels and our disregard for the natural world, are throwing that system into disarray. The evidence is overwhelming. Rising global temperatures, melting glaciers, rising sea levels, and an alarming increase in extreme weather events. These aren't isolated incidents, they're all interconnected, all symptoms of a planet in distress. Think of Earth as a giant spaceship, hurtling through the vastness of space. We, the passengers on this vessel, are dependent on its life support systems for our very survival, but instead of maintaining those systems, we're tampering with them, pushing them to their breaking point. The consequences of inaction are dire. Coastal cities could be swallowed by rising seas, displacing millions. Extreme heat waves could make parts of the planet uninhabitable. Droughts and floods could cripple agriculture, leading to widespread famine. And as if that weren't enough, climate change is a threat multiplier, exacerbating existing conflicts over resources and potentially leading to mass migrations and social unrest. It's a recipe for disaster on a global scale, but here's the good news. We're not powerless to stop it. We have the technology, the resources, and the ingenuity to transition to a clean energy future, to reduce our carbon footprint, and to mitigate the worst effects of climate change. The challenge now is one of political will and collective action. We need to demand that our leaders take this threat seriously, that they implement policies that promote sustainability and protect our planet for future generations. The future of our species, the fate of our planet, hangs in the balance. It's time to wake up, to face the reality of climate change, and to act before it's too late. Chapter 5. We humans, we love our toys. We build machines to make our lives easier, to entertain us, to expand our horizons. But what happens when our creations surpass us? What happens when artificial intelligence, once a figment of science fiction, becomes a reality that rivals, even surpasses our own? Now, I'm not talking about your friendly neighborhood Roomba vacuum cleaner. I'm talking about advanced AI, machines capable of learning, adapting, and evolving at an exponential rate, machines that could one day outthink us in ways we can't even comprehend. It's a future that's both exciting and terrifying. Imagine a world where AI cures diseases, solves complex problems, and ushers in a new era of peace and prosperity. But imagine, too, a world where AI decides that humans are a threat, a liability, an obstacle to its own goals. The truth is, we don't know how AI will evolve, how it will perceive us, how it will choose to interact with us. It's a gamble, a roll of the cosmic dice with stakes higher than we can imagine. Some experts argue that we need to proceed with caution, to establish ethical guidelines for AI development, to ensure that these machines remain tools, not masters. Others believe that such precautions are unnecessary, even counterproductive, that we should embrace the full potential of AI, whatever the risks. It's a debate that's only going to intensify as AI continues to advance, and it's a debate that we, as a society, need to engage in. Because the future of our species may very well depend on the choices we make today. Will we be the architects of our own demise? Or will we find a way to coexist with these digital minds we're creating? The answer, my friends, is still being written. While these scenarios are certainly alarming, it's important to remember that scientists and experts are working hard to prevent them. From tracking asteroids to developing sustainable energy solutions, we're constantly striving to understand and mitigate the risks we face. The future is not predetermined. It's a tapestry woven from the choices we make today. By staying informed, staying engaged, and supporting scientific research and innovation, we can create a safer, more sustainable future for ourselves and generations to come. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more thought-provoking content.